Okay, I'm going to pick on one line that you said, the money is there, Angita, as I throw that to you, right? Because while a lot of this has been said in the past, has been there as a concept in the past also, for years I've been hearing in panels like this, but how do you monetize? How do you make the revenue? Who pays the bills? Now, it's good to have someone like Gaurav out here who says, don't worry, I'm going to be paying the bills. But, you know, is there enough money now to be able to do a lot of this? The revenue model?
Well, there's more and plenty. Absolutely. I don't think money is what's holding us back right now. I think we as creators need to step up with just great ideas now. You know, we're so conditioned to live within an Indian film industry that many of us are unable to think beyond that well, and we're just opening our minds up. We're also extremely lazy in that sense, you know. There's money and we're running to pick it up, but we're not respectful of that money and understanding of how it can really change the content industry as we see it and as we've known it. So money's there. Mr. Gandhi here is an extremely generous boss, and there are many of him around. But we really need to step up and make world-class content that's not just ticking boxes, content that's not just making stuff for little pockets of audiences, but content that can really get out there. You know, there's the Squid Game, there's everything happening around the world. You know, I want to show run the next Squid Game.
But surely if you're making something which is short form, or 1 minute or 2 minute, it's designed more for a mobile phone. If you're making something which is a 2-hour-long movie, it is designed for a larger screen because it's tougher to do it. Or is that not the case anymore?
I think I'll jump in there. From an actual viewership point of view, the reality is this country has 95 or 96% have single TV homes, right? One TV in the house. So, and mobile phones are with almost everyone, like 600 million people have smartphones. So the reality is today, when you're creating content, you're actually being completely screen agnostic. First of all, for many, this is the only screen, right? So, and they love the content. And that's the liberating point about this, that the screen actually is not, it's my personal screen that's important. I could be watching it. If I have access to a large screen, I will pause and start playback there. If I don't, I'm perfectly happy with this. There are challenges of distraction which are very different. For example, the same screen has your message coming in, your call coming in, and if I drop off or I go back, that's the engagement point, you know, the two of them talked about here. In TVs, you more lean back and all of that. But I don't think at all we distinguish to segment customers when we're creating great stories basis, hey, X customer has a mobile and Y customer has a living room device or Z has a computer. That is not relevant at all. What's relevant is our content engaging, and whatever your choice of device is for you, you choose and watch and enjoy it.
Part of the reason why the United States has played such a dominant role in the 21st century was not just military power, but was soft power. American culture was the defining culture in many ways of the previous century. Is there a chance that countries like India could start doing that in the next 20, 30 years?
I don't know that India or other countries should be trying to replace what has been. It's just to be as authentic in a representation that then others see themselves in. The difference with Hollywood is, for many of us outside, that was the only content you could pretty much access. Yeah. You know, that said, so there's a whole, you know, context to it. But I think rather than replicate it, is just tell stories and open that up for people to be seen and feel seen. And that's how you create markets, and that's actually how you sustain the audiences back, whether it's a long form or short form.
I guess the final question is, how much of this is temporary and how much of this is permanent, the changes?
I think that the temporary part, the only temporary part was the fact people had more time that time. So you could do more hours in a day of streaming. But the permanent part is that the habits that you formed are permanent. If you moved from non-streaming to streaming, or you changed you started watching more genres of content, you started consuming some things only online versus what you're doing elsewhere, or happy to watch movies at home, and new movies at home, and still go to theaters for some. All of that is a habit-changing piece. The second habit-changing piece is what I talked about, is linguistic. The fact is, you're no longer saying that what's going to be my list is only my language, because now all of this is my language. So I think that's permanent. The very big implication for that, for us, in our soft power view is that we now, while we had 10 content industries, for the first time we are one unified Indian content industry.
All right, I suspect we are flat out of time, so thank you all so much for having been with us. Thank you so much.